Two humorous nurses would like to acknowledge the true custodians of the land in which we record our podcast, the Yorta Yorta people.
We pay our respects to elders past and present and extend our respects to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders listening today. Always was, always will be Aboriginal land.
Two humorous nurses with Kelly and Alisha.
It's debrief time!
Time for a debrief. Debrief of the month.
Month of June? Wow.
July, I suppose.
Well, we haven't really done anything in July.
I mean, I have.
What have you done?
Well, it's been, yes, you have. You had your birthday party.
Oh, my Christmas in July.
Your Christmas in July.
My happy
Somehow.
Christmas.
Happy Christmas. And I was unfortunately sick, but I actually have no idea what was wrong with me. I thought I'd been hit by a bus, and then I was okay.
Yeah.
So I was really sad actually about missing your birthday that I made a fucking sensational cake for. And so I was like all ready to go to your place like that Saturday morning. I felt okay. And then by Saturday afternoon, I was absolutely cooked, and I spent like from like probably 11 o'clock in the morning in bed. And then Jess came and picked up the cake, and I'd just gotten out of bed, and I actually felt pretty good. And I was like, I could come. And she's, I don't think you should. She's like, you look all flushed. Like, I'm like, no, I'm okay. I just got out of bed. Well, I'm glad I didn't go because I actually was in so much pain. But I think it was just probably, I really don't know, exhaustion maybe.
It's just a little parasite growing in you.
Oh, seriously. It's more than a parasite. Weighs 10 tons.
You did miss out because I cooked the most fucking amazing dinner.
Oh,
big
I don't want
roast,
to know.
3 different types of meat, a bazillion vegetables.
3 meats.
Yeah, pork, lamb, and chicken.
Oh my God.
And I had everything on the table all hot at once. Should have seen me in the kitchen. I had no idea how I was going to reheat everything. I was asking the girls, can you put containers on the bottom of your oven? Do they have to be on a shelf?
No.
And they're like, yes. And I was like, but it's cold. Like, if I put the cold glass on the bottom, will it shatter? She's like, no, I don't think so.
Oh, God.
And I was like, well, if it does, I'll be annoyed because it's cauliflower cheese and that's my favorite.
And it'll make a fucking mess.
Well, my oven's already a disgusting mess anyway, but it was so good. It was so fun. Everyone just sat around and talked shit and ate heaps of food. And
did you have any Christmas decos out?
I had a couple of my mini trees on the table and some like my table Christmas table runners and stuff. I didn't get any Christmas crackers.
Well, you wouldn't be able to get any this time of year anyway, sure.
Well, I could have bought some online. They were quite expensive, but like they're environmentally unfriendly, to be honest. So
that's true. I was surprised like Big W's got like Christmas in July. Like
yes.
We had it all. We had our outfits all planned. Mickey even bought one for Ollie, like a little Christmas jumper. And I was going to wear my flannel dress because it looks Christmassy and it's wintry. Because I didn't have a Christmas jumper and I wasn't buying a maternity Christmas jumper.
I bought a Christmas jumper, but then I get so hot they end up just wearing a Christmas t-shirt anyway.
Yeah.
But a couple of people put their Christmas gear on, so that was nice. But yeah, it was a really good night. It was so fun. I love doing that shit. But yeah, I've had to fit like 17 people into my lounge room, which is absolutely tiny. And we all fitted, but it was like a tight squeeze.
A squish.
Yeah, but that's all right. Ollie had her own spot because we were like, one person has to sit that's crammed up with the couch behind them. And Millie's like, Ollie can go there. She's tiny. What else? What else been happening?
Well, I realised we were going to record this debrief like last week, I think. So I had a list of things, which now I feel like it's too far, like it was a few too many weeks ago now. But about 3 weeks ago, Ollie ended up in ED with the pulled elbow.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And I just haven't talked about it on the podcast yet, I guess, which I was at work. It was a fucking shitstorm. I was at work on a late shift and we had a really sick patient. We had a full waiting room in the urgent care. We had a really sick patient come in who had somewhat stabilized, but he was in SVT and symptomatic. But otherwise was looking a bit better. Anyway, and then I hear Ollie crying I can like hear her from inside the urgent care. She's out the front. And I'm like, that's my kid. And so I go out to like the little triage desk. I'm like, what's going on? And Nick's like, I don't know, but I've done something to her arm and now she won't use it. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, I think I've broken her arm.
Oh,
like, what the fuck have you done? And he's like, well, we went for a little walk like just around our street. And the house next door has like huge pebbles out the front. And she's picked one up and gone to pivot at their windows, like at the house. So he's grabbed her other arm to like pull her so she didn't do it.
Yeah.
And he goes, I felt a pop. Or like there's something wrong. Something's not right. And he's like, and the cry on her, he said, was absolutely hysterical, like nothing he'd ever heard. And then he said she just won't settle and she won't use that arm. And I'm like, well, no good bloody coming here. Because I'm like, we don't have any doctors.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so anyway, I look at this room full of people and I'm like, I gotta go. Like, I didn't say it to them. I just sort of she wanted to come to me. So I grabbed her straight away. And then I can see all these people in the waiting room looking at me like, what's this? Is this chick really going to bring her own daughter into like the urgent care? Anyway, I go to grab her. I like grabbed her and I brought her in. And one guy goes, what's going on? And I was like, sorry, I'm like, I've literally just clocked off. Like, I'm off the clock. So then I bring her in to just go and get her some Panadol or Nurofen because Nick hadn't given her anything. And then we leave and I just like, I felt so ashamed. I was like, I mean, I felt good because I was like, I can be there for my daughter and I get to like, you know, she would want me to be there and I wanted to be there.
No.
Nick, like he just was feeling so sorry for her. And like, I think he was just feeling so guilty. And then I looked at my colleagues and I was like, I'm going to have to go. They're like, that's okay. You go. And I'm like, okay, like, I'm sorry to leave you. Like, and the skill mix and that was good. Like, so I didn't feel terrible about leaving, but I didn't feel good about it. Anyway, so left mid-shift, took her over to ED. And and the triage nurse was like looking at her and I'm like, oh, I don't know if there's something wrong now. Like, she's literally fine just sitting there, just kind of not using her arm, but she was fine. Anyway, we get into triage and she like palpates her arm, no worries. I'm like, I really don't think it's broken. Like if she's palpating her arm without her having like screaming or anything, I think she's probably fine. But I didn't know. And it's funny because I'd never seen that before. Anyway, we get in and the intern, like, or the resident or someone was like, it's probably just a pulled elbow. I'm like, what the hell does that mean? He's like, well, it's like subluxated, like the ligaments come off the radial hip. And so I'm like, he's like, it'll just need to be like relocated. I'm like, so it's dislocated? He's like, no. And I'm like, if you're relocating something, it means that it's
has it just like slipped off the side of it or something?
Yeah.
And they just sort of slip it back in the spot.
I knew that she'd definitely done something to it because after we saw the triage nurse, I was like, this will be the true test. She wanted to use the water dispenser machine, like with the cup. Oh. And I'm like, fucking go for it.
Yeah.
Because normally she's a feral with those kinds of things and like goes full toddler. And so she goes and gets herself a cup and puts it under the little tap and then looks at me as if to be like, can you turn the tap on?
I've only got one arm. Yeah.
And then she lifts her little finger with the cup. She lifts the finger up to try to put it on top of the tap to get the water going. And I was like, there's definitely something wrong with her because she went to lift this other arm and she just couldn't do anything with it. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. And then it must have been the like Reg or the consultant just came in, was talking to us, palpated her arm, and then literally like cracked it back into place, like reduced it. And it like took my breath away because she didn't tell me that's what she was going to do. Like I assumed that we would get an X-ray before anything happened, and no one had explained anything. So she literally walked in, spoke to us. We told her what had happened and like the mechanism of injury. And then she literally palpates her arm and goes, and I went, like, I just wasn't expecting it. And she's like, she's okay, Mum. And I'm like, I know she's okay, thanks. I just, like, I wasn't expecting it.
You just caught me off guard.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, it really did just catch me off guard. And then anyway, she's like, she should start using it in the next 10 minutes, but if she doesn't, then we'll get an X-ray. I'm like, okay. So they go and get her an icy pole. And within probably like a minute and a half, she was totally normal. And even like her demeanor instantly changed. Like it was like she had a meltdown because they just cracked her arm back into place. And then it was like, hey guys, I'm back. And she was happy as fuck.
Yeah.
Like it was such a quick turnaround. So I reckon we were in and out within like 40 minutes.
Oh, that's so
then we
good.
went to KFC to get dinner and I rang work and I was like, I could probably come back. And they're like, well, shit has hit the fan. I'm like, well, I could come back. Like it's been, because obviously it takes like 40 minutes to get there. And then we were there for 40 minutes. So I knew it was going to be another 40 minutes before I got home, like, or back to work. So then I'm like, well, I can come back. They're like, no, we got someone to come in. Like they were fucking bitter.
Oh,
they're like, no, you like go and be with your family. Like it's fine. Like, and they were all mums too. So they knew.
And
like,
you have
they
to
would
go
have done
as a mum. Like I remember when Amelia was in hospital for a week. Like there was no way I was leaving her there with Cam. Not for any other reason than there's no point me being at home. Like if you had to send her off with Michael, who's more than capable of doing it, and you stayed at work, you would have been useless.
Oh, and I wouldn't have been able to, concentrate or think straight.
You would have just been so concerned about what he was doing. And it's not because we don't think they can't do it. We just don't think they can do it. Like
no, I think I felt really sorry
instinct.
for him. I thought
he would have. I think I said that to you, didn't I? He would have just been dying of guilt. And it's something we've all done. Just grab them away from something dangerous or something stupid, like throwing a bloody pebble through a window.
Well, and he was like, because he's a gardener, he smashed like
fair
few windows over the years. He was like, I could see his thing would be like, not another fucking like smashed window, you know. But I did, and he sort of, and I know that he gets a bit like stressed with hospital stuff. Like he's watched all of his grandparents die in hospital, and like he hates hospital shit. Yeah. So it was so funny that he's with a nurse. But I just think like I couldn't have not gone. Like I could have just said take her to ED, but I wanted to be there for her. And I knew that,
of course.
I know that I'm her, like, and it sounds terrible, but
no, you're her safe space.
Toddlers have preferred parents, and I hate to say
what do they call them? They call them what do they use? No, they use there's a term. It's not, but it's not like that. It's like
but I feel like I'm her number one safety place.
Oh, for sure.
And so if they were gonna, and also like I know that if she did have a fracture, then she might be looking at a GAMP, and they might be looking at procedural sedation. And I know that Mick wouldn't have coped like very well. Like he would have got on with it because he's her dad, but I feel like he would have needed my support through that. Like if they were going to give her some gas or something, or
for
like
sure.
I think, and I'm very much I'm a lot tougher. Like right now, she's had conjunctivitis, so I've literally been like pinning her down on the ground. Eye drops in her eyes, and I know that Mick wouldn't do that, like because he'd be like, oh, I don't want to hurt her, or he's kind like that. But so that was a bit of an experience. But pulled elbow apparently totally common.
Yeah,
so
well,
I went something. I'm like, I've fucking been in Earth 10 years. I've never seen it before.
No, I've never seen it, but I suppose it doesn't surprise me.
Because you do hear about when people swing their kids by their arms. They
always
say,
it
scares the shoulder out. I'm going to,
Yeah. But, that's cool. I mean, not cool. It was terrible, but but it was easy fix. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Full feral in KFC. Yeah, it's great.
I went shooting in June.
Oh yeah. Oh, you never actually told me about it. Like
we went to a ladies' open day at a local shooting range.
Yeah.
And I went with one of the educators at Amelia's before school care and after school care. And it was so fun. So we got to shoot handguns, like pistols.
Oh my God.
And I had like a full revolver, like one of the ones like in the movies
What?
has like the chamber that spins and you put your
Like 007. That's sick.
like all that old school Western, one of them.
Yeah.
Way heavier than I thought. Honestly, my arms got the biggest. We got to shoot 24 rounds. Got to shoot 4 lots of 6. And by the last round, I was like, oh, it's okay. Like, I'm pretty good. I've hit the target heaps. Like, but then he's like, keep going. And I'm like, oh, God, my arms. And then we did that. And then we went up the back and did clay target shooting with shotgun.
Yes.
And they were a couple of 2 older guys who were, so that was run by the rifle range and the shooting club. And so all their members volunteered to teach us, right? So we were up there with these 2
cool.
old guys. There's 5 or 6 of us in the group, in my group. And we were all like laughing and carrying on. And they were like, oh, here's trouble. And like, they were so funny. They were like, because we were like, there's no way we can hit. I can't hit a moving object. Like,
no,
are you
of course.
kidding me? A clay target's tiny. Like, that's dumb. Anyway, the first girl went and she obviously has done it before and she hit every single one. And we were like, oh Jesus. All right. What a show off. And then I had to go. Oh no, an older lady had to go. Then I had to go. And oh my God, I hit the clay target first go. I was like, so they give you a demonstration on like how to use the gun.
Yeah.
Which also the shotgun was so heavy.
Yeah.
And then he was like,
doesn't it hurt to shoot it? Like, don't you have to?
Yeah, you have to put it right into your shoulder.
Yeah.
Wasn't as bad as I thought, actually.
Oh, that's cool.
And so we had a practice run where we just looked through the
barrel?
the target. Yeah, I don't know what you call it, sights. We looked through like the sights, which is literally just 2 notches on the barrel.
Yeah.
And then they were like, watch it. And then they like let the clay target go and they're like, right, we shoot now. So they gave us heaps of instructions. And so then we did it and I hit it first go. And I swear I nearly like spun round with the gun after them saying, do not hold the gun up or turn the gun around or face the gun anyway. I was so excited. And then,
so
it was hilarious. And then I hit surprisingly like quite a few. I was so shocked. We all hit one, like we all hit at least one.
Oh, that's awesome.
And they were so funny.
They must be good teachers then. Like,
and they were super patient with us. Yeah. And they could see instantly what we were doing wrong. Like,
that's awesome.
Yeah, one of the girls, she just couldn't get it. And he was like, you're going too early. He's like, I'll tell you when to pull the trigger. And he told, like, he was like, now. And she got it. Like, they could just tell. Anyway, that was so good. And then we went back
any
down.
part of you wanting to do it again?
Oh, like, yes.
Like,
I
as in, would you join
shooting.
the club?
Oh, I don't reckon I got time in my life to do that. But, and I don't particularly want to own
I can't go to shit like that because I want to fucking do it all.
Well,
I'd be like, I'll join. I'd love to.
I'll buy a gun.
Give me a gun.
I have friends that are members of the club, so I suppose if I wanted to go, they might take me. And my brother in Perth, he's the police officer. I was telling him I sent him a picture of my targets because I was so proud. Because with the 22, all of them were in like the in the ring just outside the bullseye. Like I was nailing it. I was like, I'm so good at this.
Oh, so you didn't get any in the bullseye?
I did get bullseye a few times, but I didn't get it anywhere outside of like the main ring. Like the bloke that was doing it, he was like, oh, you would have got like really good points. And then I was telling my brother and he's like, yeah, you're probably only at 15 meters. Oh. I was like, I don't know how far away it was. It was a long walk in the rain.
Why do our brothers have to be cops?
I know. And then he sent me a picture of the gun that he just bought. And I was like, oh, family bonding day out when I go back to Perth. Go shooting. And he's like, yeah, we'll get mum to come. And I was like, yeah, because he's like, she's been to Sam's DJ event in a nightclub in the middle of the night, like at midnight. She went into Northbridge to one of his DJing comps. And she went to one of Alex's like UFC fights. Well, not UFC, like Muay Thai fights.
Yeah.
So now she has to come to my shooting. And he's like, and I was like, yeah, I'm down with that. We'll make her come. And we'll say, if you don't do that, you have to get a tattoo. She's like, absolutely not. And I was like, yeah, we're all going bonding shooting.
We used to have a spud gun.
They're pretty dangerous.
And a little pellet gun just at home.
Yeah.
And we didn't have we must have borrowed the pellet gun from someone. Anyway, that was pretty cool. But fuck, it would hurt if one of them hit you, I'll tell you.
Oh yeah. I never got hit. I'm definitely 100% for gun control. Like, I think Australia's gun laws are like amazing. But I also really enjoy the feeling of holding and shooting a gun. Like, not at anything live, just at targets. And oh my God.
My father-in-law has pigeons, and he has some
to shoot them.
No, he doesn't shoot the pigeons.
I was like, where is this going?
He has racing pigeons.
Oh.
And hawks come and try and kill them.
Yeah.
So he sometimes you roll out to his place and he'll just have a shotgun cocked over a log somewhere. And you're like, mate, we're country living. What's that from? Green Acres? Like Green Acres is the life for me.
When there's storms around and the bloody air cannons are going off for the orchards.
Oh, I fucking can't stand that. Drives me crazy. It's like a dripping tap.
First time I was here, I was like, what the fuck is that? Cam's like, oh, it's just the scare cannons. I'm like, for what? He's like, for the hail? And I was like, what? Yeah, for the hail? What does it do? Anyway, bloody country living.
I know, right? There's so many things. I've even only the last 12 months I've learned about silage.
Oh yeah.
What a thrill that is. That's because I wasn't born and raised country, so there's so many fucking things around here. I'm like, what the fuck's a dry weather road? What do you mean I can't drive on if it's raining?
Yeah.
And what do you mean? What do you mean you haven't got a mailbox? Like,
yeah, I know. They're all worried again about flooding and stuff because with all the rain.
Stressful. Have you seen the rivers?
Yeah, so Epilog's at 100 and over 100% capacity now, Lake Epilog. Yeah, so all like my colleague that lives in an area that flooded last October, like she's like madly watching all the flood things. Like it must be so hard. Anyway, I was like, just no more rain. But
well, that's the thing. Like, it's not going to take many mil per day to set those rivers off again.
No,
like,
yeah.
I think Echuca's like
it's already up.
It's already like bloody the port is like the river's like almost at the level of the port.
Yeah, I know. I thought about taking a drive over on the weekend. When we went to Shep the other weekend, it was all wet. Like the river's all up in there. I mean, I was like, oh my God, it's all up again.
The river's so high in Shep. Yeah.
That's because they're letting all the water out of Eildon and Epilog because they're just so full. Anyway, scary times. Can we obviously have to pivot to our favorite Fboy Island, the finale. Have you watched it yet?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, thanks. Okay, good. Thank you for doing your due diligence. It is old news. I see on the Instagram account for the podcast you followed Molly and
Big Dick Nick.
Big Dick Nick. Cuddle Bear. He actually, in his stories the other day, he must have put up a Q&A and someone's like, is it Big Dick Nick or how big's your dick or something like that? And he's like, you'll just have to ask Molly.
Oh, dear God. I love it. I saw on her stories the other day, they were like, did anyone have sex? And she's like, wouldn't you?
Oh.
Okay.
I don't know.
And then there was like, how many weeks were you filming in total? 3.
Yes.
3 weeks.
It was so fast.
So fast. I don't know.
And now they're in live after 3 weeks. I mean,
I know. And also like, oh yeah, we'll have a committed long distance relationship after 3 weeks. Like, no wonder poor Joshy and what's her name, Sophie, didn't last.
Oh, they were never gonna last though.
Well, also I'm like, well, you pick a fuck boy.
Like, yeah, and how did he get you? When he was like, I'm gonna take the money. I honestly nearly flew off my seat. I was like, yeah. No, I was like, and Cher, I was like, fuck yeah.
Can I just tell you that when that finished, I watched the whole of Fboy Island USA.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet. Is that on binge as
It
well?
is so much better than
Is
the
it?
Australian. Except I will say, I noticed that on Instagram and stuff, people were getting right up to Abby and like on the Fboy Island Instagram page about how the show was advertised as one thing, and then Vernon was totally vilified for doing exactly what the show was there to do. Like, so everybody was hating on Vernon because he was a fuckboy and he was honest about going for the money, right? And then it was
he
like,
ruined it. He ruined the whole thing by telling her he was a fuckboy. He did the right thing doing, but he shouldn't have told her.
But can I tell you, the American version, nobody outs themselves and they force them all out.
Yeah.
What do you mean, yeah?
No, I'm just thinking about it. How do they force them out?
So literally at one of the eliminations, the host, Nikki Glazer, is like, now
I
you'll all
love
be really...
her.
Yeah,
Love
she's
her.
so good. She's like, you'll all be revealing your statuses tonight.
How far in is that? Oh, so that's a normal thing then.
It's about halfway. But I was still a bit pissed off because I'm like, that's not the idea.
No.
Because like then you can't believe anything the F-boys say. Like I actually love the bliss of not knowing who's who.
Yeah, it was fun.
Like, yeah, it was really fun to like guess and then, you know, find out who your favorites are. And then it would only be at the very, very end that you stop liking them or that you stop like believing them or whatever else. Like I hated that they really did advertise it as like these girls have got to figure out who the F-boys are because they actually didn't. They didn't.
Oh, I know. That's what annoyed me. But that's good to know that the American version's the same.
But I'm curious to know about what they will do for season 2 because
they just can't I think it needs to stay a secret. So
then the other fucked up thing, can I do a spoiler?
Oh yeah.
So if you're gonna watch are you gonna watch it?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe I'll save it.
Too Hot to Handle's coming out on Friday, so probably not. Yeah, but yeah.
Okay. Well then I'll tell you. One guy at the end, F-boy through and through, at the end he takes the money.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Can I tell you then? Nikki Glazer decides he's not getting any money and it's all going to charity.
Oh. How much do they pay for over there?
100 grand
each.
Yeah.
Yeah. What they pay for here? 50.
So yeah. So but that pissed me off too because I'm like, no, these guys come on this show like with an agenda, which is what they wanted, what the producers wanted.
Yeah.
Like that's not fair.
Is there only one season of The American?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I really thought, like, as much as I fucking hated him and I thought, what a cockhead, like, with all the things that he had said to her. But this is exactly, like,
what you wanted.
Island is. Like,
exactly. And if she had picked him, he would have taken the money. Vernon 100% would have taken the money.
Yeah. But then I wonder, like, what would have happened on the Australian version? Would they have done the same thing?
No, that's right.
And there was a lot of very similar storylines on the American one. But I will say the drama was way better. The guys were way better. The girls were better. Like, just as far as, like, maybe not the girls were better, but I don't know. I think the girls were way more ruthless and, like, I just found, like, the drama was just so good.
Their drama. And they all would have been rooting. They all root in their dating shows.
Yeah, it seemed like it.
Yeah, they all do. Bachelor, they're all banging before they even, anyway.
It was great, though. Like, I loved it for the drama, but I think the producers need to work it out before putting a fucking show on. Yeah. Because, anyway, that's my piece. But I'm excited about Too Hot to Handle because that's one of my faves.
Yeah, same. I can't wait for that. Anything else have you been watching? Oh, can I say I am completely up to date with Lucy Letby trial. The jury has been put out to deliberate this week. The closing statement for the defense was 4 days long. 4 days.
Imagine sitting through that.
This trial has been going for 130 something days.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's incredible. And I am confused because there's a huge part of me that's like, I really want to read the defense. I want to read their closing arguments, but I'm not sure I can read 4 days worth of closing
It would
arguments.
take you 4 days to read it.
They summarized them. The defense went in hard, basically saying that she was presumed guilty. She wasn't presumed innocent. And that it didn't matter what she did, the prosecution said that she was guilty. So Lucy Letby was by the bedside, guilty. Lucy Letby wasn't at the bedside, guilty. Lucy Letby, wanted to care for the babies, guilty. Lucy Letby didn't care for the babies, guilty. Like, it was all this, they, which I guess the defense do. The defense were saying that the expert witnesses for the prosecution who were talking about the air embolism only used like a journal article from many, many years ago as their evidence. But
is there any concrete evidence?
Yes and no. Yeah.
Right.
So what the judge told the jury as part of his summation was that, yes, the prosecution's expert witnesses did use older references.
Yeah.
But the defense didn't use any expert witnesses. So the defense never put any expert witnesses on the stand for
so that's damning.
Examination. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, it was really,
there's a reason they don't do that.
That's right. That's right. So it was very interesting. Lucy Letby was on the stand for 8 days or something answering.
Oh.
I'm excited to deep dive once it's all done, but I'm absolutely not touching this until there is a guilty, not guilty verdict. And I think it could be.
I don't know that I want to be on the other end of that. I think we need a guest host for that episode.
It's it's confronting. It is confronting because the babies are so young, and some of them, the injuries are just horrific.
Yeah. I like
tiny babies.
I read something the other day about or it was maybe a few months ago now, not the other day, but it was talking about how there was a home invader and he shot this mother who was found laying over her 2 children, and she died, and I was a mess, and I thought about it for days, and just because of a mother's love, and just I don't know, there was so many things, and I'm imagine the fear, and imagine just all these things. I'm can't touch it.
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it?
And even speaking to Steph the other day for her episode, which if you haven't listened, go and listen, it's fucking amazing. But yeah, just when she was talking about that little girl who was obviously going through something, feeling like she couldn't relate to anyone, and then to for me to fucking cry over that, that's crazy.
I know.
I feel like being a mum has made me soft. It's melting my cold heart.
Just all the hormones. But yeah.
I did read something about being a February Aquarius makes you cold. Apparently. I was reading I don't know, it was what I was even looking for.
Interesting.
But I follow a few hashtags. Do you ever follow hashtags?
I don't think so.
Oh, I follow hashtags of hashtag Aquarius. So occasionally I'll get things in my feed. I follow some random ass fuck.
I bet you do.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I realized I think I follow almost 2,000 pages on Instagram.
Oh my God.
I must just think I'll see one post and think it's good, and I'll just follow them.
I also find that I accidentally follow things when I watch their reels. I must tap on it or something, and it makes me automatically follow it because it comes up, and I'm like, oh.
So I've got 228 followers, and I'm pretty selective about who I let follow me because I have a lot of photos of Ollie and stuff. And then I'm following 1,642 pages. Is that a lot?
No, I don't think so.
I feel like it's a lot. I've got no subscriptions. I'm ruthless with my subscribing. Hashtags. I follow hashtag Marimbula Lake.
What?
And hashtag terrible twos. Hashtag nurse reel. Hashtag inclusive fashion.
How do you
Hashtag
find
mama
out where
knows
you
best.
follow?
What the fuck are some of these? Hashtag there's heaps of pregnancy ones. What the fuck is this?
How do you know what you follow? How do you follow?
Ocean Room. What the fuck is Ocean Room and why am I following it? Oh, they're pretty cool actually. I'm gonna keep that.
That's why you follow.
Hashtag nursery storage. Hashtag acting tips. Hashtag you'll love this. This is fucking ADHD in a nutshell. Hashtag piping techniques. Hashtag Freaky Friday the musical. Hashtag higher consciousness.
Oh my.
Hashtag Fitzroy Gardens. Oh, hashtag Kerford Road Pier because we were looking at going there. No, I'm gonna getting married there. Fucking up. Oh, what? Hashtag baby beer over.
Oh my God.
What? Oh, baby bee rover. That's the pram. Anyway. Hashtag Clamstagram.
Oh my God, you're crazy. Just before we wrap it up, because I really want to go to bed. The
9:30.
I know. There was I got a massive day at work tomorrow though. Today was insane. Anything that could have gone wrong today did.
Is that because you're their manager?
No, we didn't. We only had 4 patients and then clinic as well. So some Andrea was out in clinic. But honestly, the phone did not stop ringing.
Ugh.
And I left an hour late and I left a whole heap of stuff that I now have to fit in tomorrow. And
have fun explaining that to the boss. Yeah, we had 4 patients, but I finished an hour late.
Mate, it's because the oncologist was on site. I think everything just went to the shitter. Anyway, it's fine. Everyone survived. And I came home and I cooked dinner. I didn't get takeaway.
Is that unusual in your line of business?
Well, they survived for today.
It's not funny. Cancer jokes. Hashtag cancer humor.
Yeah, exactly. We've got so much coming up for the rest of this year besides you having a baby.
Oh, too much. I'm having a baby in like 12 weeks.
I know, it's so exciting.
That's less than 3 months.
We're going to
I've got to apply for my Centrelink.
Yes, you better do that. We're going to transition the third humorous nurse, Jess, in over the next few weeks while before Alisha goes on maternity leave. So
before I can't breathe.
Yeah, and you sound like a puffed old lady.
Sometimes I listen to those old episodes. I'm like,
oh, it's so funny. You can hear you like huffing away. But yeah, so in the next few weeks we'll do a get to know Jess episode and we've started our patient series and we are definitely continuing it. It's just not going to be in order because trying to find time to coordinate recording with people that are all over the country is very difficult because of the time difference. But that is going to be happening. We've got a couple of really great patients lined up to talk to.
We do.
And I'm super excited to get that going. And we're going to do a Nurses Who Kill for next week.
Yes.
Which we're both excited about. It seems like it's been so long since we did one. When was our last Nurses Who Kill? I'm going to have a quick look. We need some like...
I'm going to say 3 months. I'm going to say 4 months. Probably before.
It was before our live.
Before the live, so that would have been March. I'll tell you some more of my hashtags.
1st of February. 1st of February.
That's a long time ago.
5 months.
Shit, we've never gone that long without doing a nurse's.
No, we apologise. That is horrific. Anyway, we've got a couple of really good ones. I got a really good one. I get to say the word lesbian a lot, so that's fun for my queer friends.
Why are they? I was going to say why are they all queer, but they're not. But some of them, it seems that a lot of them do have like non-straight sexuality. Because my guy's openly bisexual. Interesting correlation. Maybe because gay people get bullied, like
And they fight back.
Well, they used to. I don't know if they still do. They might. Anyway, everyone gets bullied.
Everyone, yeah. I feel like gay people definitely still get bullied.
They do. Yeah, I'm sure
churches still exist. Yeah.
I wonder if it's like, I don't know. I wonder if there's a correlation there.
So we are excited. We're excited for the next 6 months, even though Alisha will be gone in about 2 months.
Alisha will be gone.
God. No, she'll be around. She'll still pop up every now and again. We'll do a birth story 2.0.
Oh my God, yes, I can't wait. Actually, I will say I've got a Ruson joining. Well, she's a Ruson at our hospital, and she is a student midwife as well. She's doing a double degree. Her name's April, and I have already kind of worded her up. I'm like, we should get you on my birth episode because she's going to be there for the birth of this baby.
Is she?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
cool.
like, because she's following me through my pregnancy.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, we have to have you on the episode.
You know what we should do?
Tell everyone what a fucking nightmare I am.
We should do your version, her version, mixed version.
No, that would be painful for everyone to listen to.
No, it wouldn't. Mixed version would be like, she did good.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Mick would be like,
can I go cook my meat now? Okay,
good.
bye. I'm not going to listen to this. Yeah.
He has his most launch for someone who's a pork farmer, and she pays him in pork. And like the prices on this pork is astronomical. Like I think he got like a 1.8 kilo roast for like, and on the tag it says like $48.
She's just marking it up. Oh, I suppose $20-something a kilo. I don't know. I don't buy pork that often.
Okay. Well, while we're exiting, I'll continue to read some more of the ridiculous hashtags that I follow.
Can we say go follow us at Two Humorous Nurses Podcast and the hashtag
Trixie Motel.
It's not Trixie Motel.
Yeah.
All right. Well, send us an email at hello@twohumorousnursespodcast, and we'll catch you soon. Lead us out with some hashtags.
Hashtag Dr. Shafali. I can't even say her name. Sabari. She's actually sick. Parenting coach. Hashtag peach wedding flowers. Hashtag pole comp.
Peach wedding flowers.
Hashtag birth video. Hashtag show makeup. Hashtag wellness quotes. Hashtag positive cycle.
Your feed must be so fucked up.
Hashtag curvy girls poll. Hashtag nurse humor. Hashtag wooden toys. Hang on, it gets better. Hashtag amigurumi. Do you know what that is?
No.
Little crocheted toys, like little. Hashtag pro dive cans. Hashtag Catalea. That's a type of orchid. Okay, I'm going to end with the best one.
Oh my God, she's lost it.
Hashtag Siberian.
Siberian what? Oh my God, she's like full lost it. Oh my God, she's like gone. She's like tears running down her face.
Hashtag Siberian.
She can't even finish.
Can you see it?
Hashtag. No, I can't see it.
Where is it? No. Siberian cat.
What the fuck? Oh, all right. Well,
I was following half of those.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Well, whoever actually listens to the end of this,
yeah, well done for staying this far.
I want you to inbox the podcast with Siberian cat. And I will, I don't know, do something for you.
Okay.
Right.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.